Today I'm going to show you some of the annoying scam texts that I've been getting lately, the same kind that you've probably been getting. And then I'll reveal who's behind them and maybe even teach them a lesson for trying to steal from all of us. Now, these scams might look ridiculous on the surface, but they're no joke. Real people end up tangled in them, committing crimes like money laundering without even realizing it. The first text comes from an unknown number saying, "I already gave you the opportunity to solve this. I called you. I sent you text messages. You leave me no choice but to give the information to my hitmen. You have 30 minutes to respond since my hitmen will go personally and your family will suffer the consequences. Just tell me, how do you want to solve this problem? By hook or by crook? Tell me how we solve it." Holy crap, what did I ever do to this guy? Probably nothing, but these messages get sent out by the thousands, and people are sometimes terrorized with gruesome photos from Mexican cartels to extort money out of them. And some of them are a little more terrifying than others.
Listen, we're in the car. We're just waiting for the investigation team to give us the information of your address so we can end this in peace.
You got me.
So they usually target people using dating apps or escort sites, but somehow this ended up in my texts. So I responded with, "What?" He said, "How do you want to solve this problem? By phone or in person with my men?" And I said, "What problem?" He said, "The problem of the girl, of the lost time, of the money you owe me for just playing with the girl's time. I'm giving you the opportunity to solve this problem now by phone." And I play along and I say, okay. He says, "How will we solve it? Do you have to pay by phone, and what application do you have to transfer them to me?" I asked how much. He said $3,000. And then he goes on to say that he wants me to pay through Zelle or with a gift card, which are methods that scammers use to funnel money. But a real criminal would prefer a more anonymous method. So I asked, "What about Bitcoin?" He said, "Yes, Bitcoin. You can send me the $3,000 in Bitcoin." And here's where we can get him. He's going to expect me to walk into a gas station and find a Bitcoin machine. But instead of using any old Bitcoin machine, I'm going to use a fake Bitcoin machine, one that my friend Bud Buffy Scambaits built. He's brilliant. Go subscribe to his channel. But with this fake machine, I can create a fake transfer and then create a fake receipt that gives instructions on how the receiver is to collect his money. And if he were to follow it, the experience would go something like this. He would go to the site, enter his wallet and confirmation code, and then he'd be asked to verify his identity. And if he's greedy enough, it's likely that he'll throw common sense out the window and open up his camera, letting me see who's actually behind the curtain. So I create a fake text message of a payment confirmation and I send it to myself, along with the instructions on how to redeem the Bitcoin. I touch it up and then I pass it over to him in hopes that he will follow the instructions. He says, "How long will it take to get to my account?" the cashier said. And I said, "He said you just need to confirm it on your end. Go to that link and enter your wallet and confirmation code." He says, "One moment, but I'm not seeing any activity," which means he's probably suspicious. So I try my luck calling him to explain, but it just goes to voicemail.
Hola. You've reached the private executive line of horny and slutty Ricardo Mendez, or as my friends at the embassy call me, El Power Bottom.
What in the world is this guy up to?
If you're calling about me being your sexy slave, please leave the name of your favorite fruit for identity purposes. Claro.
Okay, that was weird, but eventually he calls me back.
Sir, what happened?
Did you get the money? I sent it to you.
No. Send me a picture now.
You need to go to that website to confirm your wallet.
Man, you idiot.
I sent it to you. And I think that he's probably not going to fall for my little trick. But as time goes by, he must have gotten desperate and greedy because he ends up visiting the site. And since his IP address is exposed, I can see that he's in the Dominican Republic. And I think he's caught off guard when the camera pops up, but it's too late.
Pero ven acá.
Maricón, ten cuidado.
Oiga.
¿Pero qué habla?
Eso de verdad es.
So, not realizing what's just happened, he says, "Call the customer and cancel the shipment." But I say, maybe I should send my henchman over to pay you a visit. How about that? And then I post a picture with his exact GPS coordinates. But he didn't respond after that. Not so tough anymore, are you, Mr. Power Bottom? All right, that was fun, so let's do it again. The next scammer comes to us from the Wisconsin Lottery Players Club. It says, "Hello, we're the Gilbert, Wisconsin couple Tammy and Cliff Webster who won the Powerball lottery of $473 million on 1/23. We are donating $950,000 each to 10 random individuals. If you get this message, congrats. Text Managing Director Agent Mr. Bruce with your full name and claim code for extra details to receive the cash prize." Heck yes, so I texted Mr. Bruce with the code. He wrote back and he said, "Congratulations, fill out required details." So I just made up some details, and then he said congratulations and gave me a bunch of numbers. And then he said kindly keep this information safe and confidential as it would be requested from you at the point of delivery by the agent bringing your winnings. Oops, I guess I shouldn't have shown you that. You're required to pay $75 by getting an Apple gift card now for the activation so it can be used to activate the delivery of your winnings package. When will you be getting the card ready for activation? And then he sends me a picture of the box containing my money. He said, just proceed to the nearest store or gas station and purchase for $75 Apple Card. Or do you have Apple Pay? I only have cash because I had to change bank accounts. Are you familiar with Bitcoin? Yes, you can get Bitcoin with cash. So once again, I send a screenshot that I've made up with instructions to claim the cash. He says, okay, I will let you know once confirmed. So on the back end of the Bitcoin site, I can see that this guy is trying to access it and he has an IP address in Ogun, Nigeria, but he's not uploading any photos. But then later, a video does get uploaded, except this doesn't look like your typical scammer. It looks like a middle-aged woman living in Wisconsin named Linda. She even uploads her driver's license. So I'm thinking, what in the world is happening? What is she doing on this fake Bitcoin site? And where did she get the confirmation code? That's when it hits me that this woman might actually be a mule or a victim herself. The real scammer is in Nigeria and he's likely convinced her that he's her boyfriend off serving in the military and he's using her to move money for him. That's my theory anyway, and it's why I'm keeping her face blurred. So I look at her ID and I search public records and I think I may have actually found her phone number. So I give her a call to see if I can warn her about what she's mixed up in.
Hello.
Hey, is this Linda?
Yes.
Hey Linda, my name is Ben. Are you in Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, are you working with someone right now to redeem some Bitcoin or something?
I am working with someone to redeem a transaction that I didn't do.
Okay, that's interesting. My name is Ben and I investigate internet scams and I think he might have you involved in one of them. Is this person a friend of yours or a colleague, or how do you know him?
What do you mean?
This person who's asking you to redeem this transaction, is he a friend of yours?
Redeem a transaction? I have no idea what you're talking about.
You just said that you were trying to redeem a transaction for somebody, right?
No. I am trying to redeem some funds that were stolen out of my account.
Okay, did he give you a website?
But I'm dealing with a bank.
Did he give you a website to go to?
No.
Do you live at Avenue?
Yeah.
Okay, because you just uploaded your ID to a website, didn't you?
To a...
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who told you to go there?
A friend?
Okay, where does this friend of yours live? Do you know? Because I can tell you, he lives in Nigeria. You know, if someone had proof that my significant other was actually a scammer living in Nigeria, I'd probably hear him out. But not this lady, I guess. I wrote back to Mr. Bruce and I said, why are you having Linda redeem it? He said, that is the agent received the payment for the activation fee to have your $950,000 cash package delivered to you. Is the money coming from Nigeria? And then he stopped responding after that. Well, that one wasn't as fun, was it? If you ever get a text that looks like one of these, just remember to ignore it or waste their time and tell that person to go find a job. Because if you're clever enough to come up with this crap, then surely you can find something honest to do. I'll see you all later.